What's up everybody, it's A-Bomb here. How you guys doing this afternoon? Alrighty then. Alright, so I've been actually thinking a lot about Total Drama here lately, primarily Island, which is by far probably my favorite season. I also kind of enjoyed World Tour and Revenge of the Island. But anyways, there were a couple things in Island that I thought could have done better. Now, I'm not saying the Island is bad in any way. In fact, I think they did great. These are just things that, had I been working on the show, I might have done differently. Which I can kind of understand why they did these things. I'm just saying, these are my preferences on what could have been. First off, the first few eliminations down to Noah, like the first three, they were kind of like simple mistake eliminations. Alright. It seemed like the only reason they got eliminated was for making one mistake. Ezekiel had done almost nothing noteworthy other than that comment he made, and then that got him eliminated, which I can't say I really blame everyone for eliminating him. In fact, that's kind of a given. He totally had that coming. Eva, I can also kind of get Eva with her attitude and whatnot, but again, it was primarily because of her, attitude, because of Heather stealing the, I forget what it was, MP3 player, I think it is. Noah was because he wouldn't participate in the sports. And then we start making a little bit more sense as it goes on. But those first few eliminations, I feel like could have been pulled off a little better. Maybe make them tank in the actual competition, which I guess in a way Noah did tank in the competition because he didn't participate. But I want to point out something. Had Noah actually participated and been bad, he would have held back his team. So by him sitting on the bleachers, he was actually helping a little bit. The sarcastic comments weren't exactly helping. But, it did help. It would have been better than Noah going out there and getting pummeled. Because if I can remember correctly, you can only have 5 players on the field. Had Noah been one of those players, that means that there's a player that isn't going to be very helpful, plus 4. That leaves you off one person that could have potentially done better. Another thing that I would have done differently with Island is given some of the characters a little bit more personality in the first season. Now, I get it's hard because you have, I think, about 22 minutes, give or take, to shove personalities into 22 people. Plus Chris, plus the challenge, plus Chef. That's a lot of, personalities to squeeze in. But, you didn't really get to know much about Zeke other than he was raised by creepy prairie people, which is something that Chris said in the first episode. And that he was kind of raised to believe that boys are stronger than girls. Which, having not gotten out much, he only knows what his parents tells him. Had he been around a little bit more and seen girls do a little bit more, he might have realized that that's not the case. I mean, he eventually did come to his senses, but that's for another video. Eva, the only thing you really know about Eva is she's just a raging ball of, anger. And that's still all people really know about Zeke and Eva to this day. Because they didn't make a return in action. And Zeke made a return in World Tour, and that I'm not even going to get into that at the moment. Noah got his screen time. Justin got his screen time. Katie was probably the last of like the early on eliminations, like the first 5 that didn't get any more screen time, which is another thing that brings me to like another thing I would have changed. Katie and Sadie, I'm pretty sure every single Total Drama fan can agree that Katie and Sadie were a little annoying. Even if you don't think that they were full on annoying, you gotta think that they're just a little annoying, which I feel like they could have been pulled off better. But one thing I would have changed for Katie and Sadie was when Katie was eliminated, Sadie could have grown an independent personality having to deal without Katie. Because the two are their own, like, worst enemies. They're their own worst drawbacks. As plainly seen when in the episode where Katie got eliminated, the two are kind of like toxic to each other, in a sense. They're kind of holding each other back. Once Katie got eliminated, they could have made it to where Sadie grew independent, had to learn how to, like, make it without Katie being around. But instead, Sadie cried a bunch on the episode that Katie left, and then was almost a total shadow the entire series until her elimination after Beth. Something else I would have changed was the returning characters. I guess Izzy coming back was fine. Eva coming back seemed really pointless to me. Plus, because, like, I know I said that, I wish I would have seen more of Eva so we could have gotten a little bit more of her personality. But basically, they brought back Eva to taunt Bridget, which is another thing. I would have loved for them to, like, actually make it to where Eva came back with, if she was coming back with an agenda, maybe Heather. Because being that much off of the show and seeming like she's, like, completely obsessed with that kind of stuff, you figure she would have rewatched the episode that she participated in and learned that Heather was the one that stole the MP3 player. Or, if she came back, maybe, like, have her be mad at the entire team, even if she didn't rewatch the episode, because, yes, I'm pretty sure Bridget voted for Eva on that episode, but so did almost everyone else on the team. So why she singled Bridget out of everybody, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's because, like, Bridget's the most relaxed, and, like, people have this thing about, like, relaxed people where they think that they're more dangerous. Something else I would have, tried to work on a little bit was Justin. Justin's personality was pretty funny in action, but he spoke almost no words his entire time on Island. And I don't know if that's just because they didn't feel like, adding in too many lines for him because he got eliminated, like, 4th. Or if it was because, they just didn't really have too much of a personality for him. He was just supposed to be looks, but when they came out with action, they realized they couldn't just do that. Something else that I would have, worked on a little bit was, let's see, I had it. Lindsay's elimination. I'm pretty sure every Total Drama fan can agree with me on this. Lindsay just got screwed every single time she got eliminated. A lot of people, I might get a little bit of hate for this, but in that episode, I would have eliminated either Lashana or Izzy because out of the people that participated, those two didn't even make it to the, challenge. Then, I can't remember who all was in that episode, but I know that DJ and Gwen didn't make it very far. They got knocked out in the first part. I'm pretty sure everyone that got knocked out was DJ, Gwen, and Jeff. And then it was Duncan, Owen, Lindsay, and Heather. And in that part, if you went by that part on who got eliminated, it probably should have been Owen, I think. If I remember correctly, the order they went down in was Owen, Duncan, Lindsay, and Heather. Which Heather only made it because Lindsay did all the work for her. But Lindsay got eliminated for coming in second out of the two people that finished. I honestly thought that was a little bit bull. In action, she was eliminated for other stuff. I was about to get into that, but this is an island episode. I'm gonna do one for action. World Tour, Revenge of the Islands, All Stars is gonna be fun, and Pocketeal Island. Plus, I might do a Redonkulous race because I honestly don't know if I can do a Redonkulous race. I really like the Redonkulous race. But there's also some things I liked about, how they did it in action, and I wouldn't change a thing. For instance, Trent's elimination was just perfect. He wasn't eliminated too early on or too late. It had, the whole drama aspect to it. Everything about Trent's elimination was just, great. And I just realized that kind of made me sound like I don't like Trent. I like Trent in Island. I want to make that distinction. I like Trent in Island, not so much action. Something else that I would have changed, and this isn't because I don't like the characters. In fact, I love the characters. It's just something that, pops up into my head. Duncan and Heather made it extremely far for being antagonists in the series. I get keeping Duncan around at first because he's good at challenges. Heather, not so much. In Island, she didn't really participate in challenges too much, and when she did, she typically made Beth and Lindsay do everything for her. And even if they didn't want to knock off Heather at first, they could have eliminated Lindsay or Beth to get rid of Heather's helpers to make her, actually work for it. Which, I imagine Heather probably would have went out and found somebody else. If she could. But I'm surprised Heather and Duncan made it, very far on the series. Which, again, it's not that I dislike the characters. I love the characters. It's just, I wish there would have been, more of a reason why they made it farther. I'm writing my own Total Drama thing. The main antagonist, Ken, makes it very far because he's sneaky about what he does. He doesn't really let anyone know that he's the antagonist. Only one person knows. Nobody believes him. Heather was just openly an antagonist. Especially when she read Gwen's diary out loud, that was a full-on admitting that she's the antagonist. Duncan had his redeeming qualities, and he's honestly one of my favorite total drama characters. It's just, again, he's sort of an antagonist, so I don't know how he made it as far as he did, but they did very well, third and fourth. Getting back to the whole, like, bringing back characters thing, part of me is kind of glad that they brought back Izzy because it allowed for, like, the whole Izzy and Owen thing to spark up. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Izzy's just a really... How do I put this? It's not that I don't like Izzy, I just wonder why they didn't bring back someone else instead of Izzy. Because, like, out of everybody they could have brought back at that point, Izzy would have been, like, one of the farthest ones from my mind that I would have brought back. Again, not because I don't like Izzy. It's just because, like, I can't remember exactly what episode she came back on. But I'm assuming it was, like, I don't know, maybe after Trent's elimination-ish? Yeah, I know it's gotta be somewhere between Sadie's elimination and Bridget's elimination, because I remember Heather asked Izzy to vote with her to get Bridget off the island. Or maybe it wasn't Bridget that she was trying to get off the island. Can't remember who she was trying to get off, but she was trying to vote somebody off. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've seen action. Island. It's actually been a while since I've seen any of the Total Drama series. I was in the process of rewatching it. I got through Island, Action, World Tour, Revenge of the Island, got to All Stars, quit halfway through All Stars. Thought about just skipping right to the Redonkulous race because there's just a lot of problems in Action, and then Pocket Tail Island was just a disaster. Other thing is I kind of wish Harold would have made it farther in Island. That's just, like, that's not something that I would have done. That's just, you know, me making a sidebar. I kind of wish he would have made it farther because I like Harold. Harold is one of my favorite, like, Total Drama characters. In fact, I kind of want to make a top 10 list on that. That's really all I got for Island. Because, like I said, Island was actually a pretty good season. Which was the first season. And you might be like, well, you know, that's because it first started off. That's what started it. Well, yeah. But at the same time, only a few things have improved. A lot of things have changed for the meh side. And only a few things have gone for the worse. Oh, one last thing. Courtney. I would have probably brought back Courtney instead of Izzy because Izzy's elimination, if I can remember, was fair game. Courtney, on the other hand, was, like, sabotaged off by Harold. So I would have brought back Courtney if, like, instead of Izzy, because Courtney was a pretty good fighter in the series. She was determined. Her whole, like, you know, CIT thing was a bit annoying, but overall, Courtney was a great character, and she should have went further in the series. Especially right after getting with Duncan. That was like a total skablamo. Which, when I first watched the series and I hadn't gotten to know the characters better, I kind of wish that they'd vote off Courtney instead of Ezekiel. Because when that first episode, rolled and I had watched it, I felt kind of bad for Zeke because, he's an inside person. He doesn't really get along with too many people because he doesn't know how. And he made one stupid comment. Courtney got stung in the face, bossed everybody around, and didn't jump off the cliff. So when it came down to like Courtney or Ezekiel in that first episode, I was like, come on, Zeke. And then Courtney got it, which I'm glad, because the whole season of Zeke could have been a disaster. Plus, we would have missed out for the chance of the whole Duncan and Courtney ship. That's it for Island. I know I said that before, but the whole Courtney thing just popped in my head. It was right there on the tip of my head, and I forgot about it. And that's why I kept looking down at my notepad. I was like, I see Courtney's name here. I know that there was something about Courtney I was going to say, but I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. I'm going to be doing, what I changed for Action, World Tour. I've already been through all that. I also might do a tier list. My top whatever characters to my, least whatever characters. And then I might just do like an overall ranking, from my least favorite total drama character all the way up to my best. And honestly, because I'm that much of a weirdo, I might do a top 10 list on hottest girls, because the only reason that popped in my head, not a pervert, I saw it on another person's channel, and I was like, that might seem like a good idea. Because, random opinions gives people in the comment section stuff to argue about, and lets people know about, what my taste in total drama girls is. Anyways, that's all for this video. I'll see you on the next one.